If Lands Could Kill, featuring Knifecity, Ryke, Samhain Crow, and Hot Sauce.
Are we actually casting already?
Oh, it's been recording.
I know.
A while now.
No.
Are we casting?
Usually the boogers at the end is what we talked about before.
Well, what I usually like to do is do something like this. And welcome to another episode of If Lands Could Kill. I'm Knifecity.
Samhain Crow.
Hot Sauce?
Peppermint Swirl.
This is weird with him ending it. I don't like that.
I know.
You're not a host. You're a guest star.
Like, you're not monotone ever, but it's always Peppermint Swirl. Like,
Peppermint Swirl?
something different about it every time. Peppermint Swirl.
So Ryke wasn't able to make it this week, so we brought old Tagalong over here to join us. And I'm really regretting it already. This is just...
You've had your anal rape thing from him already.
10 seconds in.
10 seconds in is a big mistake. But how have your guys' weeks been going? Let's start off with you, Pep Sweeze.
Just same old grind. Just another week, man. Work, school.
Find a new job yet?
Work,
So you talked
school.
about
No.
applying.
Are you?
No.
So you've just started looking for places to apply, correct?
No, I've been applying. Actually.
you have been applying.
I've had a call back. I got I'm supposed to set up a phone interview for next week. They haven't called me yet. I don't know. I'm gonna have to call in a thread or something. I'll get in there though. But yeah, that's been me. Just same old, same old.
Right on. So you just want to like hit the ground running as soon as you graduate.
Yep. Get out of here.
Really, though.
Leave you turds behind.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I'm off to New Zealand later, guys.
Yeah. What's up with you there, Hot Sauce? How's your toilet doing?
Broken.
Still broken.
Still broken. That's the word.
I saw it today and made it a lot more funnier. I'm not gonna lie.
Was it like kind of like swiveling? Because I imagine like one side is like it's on, but it's not like where the screw goes through. It's like sitting in there, but nothing's really holding that screw in there. It's just for looks.
It's not that far
Oh, it's
back.
purely cracked.
It's cracked
It's like
in the-
midway on the side.
It's cracked at the 3 o'clock.
Have you not been
Yeah.
paying attention for like 8 episodes?
So the actual seat is literally cracked.
Yes.
Yeah, not the.
That is a hell of a lot more funny.
That's the
You
whole
didn't
thing.
realize that's why?
Well, I've done this before, but I like leaned and then it like pulled up, broke the screw that holds one of the back ends up. So I thought that's what it was. You actually broke the motherfucker.
Yeah. Well, those screws aren't they usually like some plastic and shit like
Yeah,
that?
they're pieces of shit.
Yeah,
but
it's
you
ridiculous.
broke the seat. That is well done.
Like I said,
I'm
the
not
only
even
thing,
mad.
only thing I can fall back on is that it's like 30-year-old fiberboard fucking seat. But yes, I have gained some weight. Yes, indeed, yes.
Have you guys ever seen like where there's like termites and whatnot? You see like little wood shits, little endings afterwards.
Little shit
yeah.
shavings.
So I used this restroom earlier on today, and lifted it up to go take a piss, and sure enough, right where that seat's cracked is a little line. It's like termite shit. So it's just like little line of little wood dusting. So every time he sits down and grinds it some more. I thought it funny.
Well, he actually puts the wood dustings on there to make everyone think it's the termites, but it's his big fat hairy ass.
I thought it was for traction.
That's how I've been doing.
Oh, you've just been breaking toilets?
That's it. All day, all night.
If you were a con of a clan, you would be Hot Sauce, the toilet seat breaker.
That's fine.
Yeah, that would
Yeah,
be your name.
that
I
works.
like it. I like it.
That's perfect. If you want me to come to your house and crack your toilet, please send.
It'll cost you nothing. I like toilets.
Please send your letters to gofuckyourself@usa.com.
Be sure to include directions to Taco Bell on the way.
Yeah, exactly. What have I been up to? Good news! I got approved for the loan.
All right. That's actually fucking awesome.
Yeah, so I got approved for the full amount as of today, which I talked about it last week, how like they don't call you, you call them. Where I called them, I leave a message, they don't call me back. I call them again, leave another message, which sounds annoying, but they're not calling me back. So finally I called today. Well, I called yesterday, they said, and it's funny, nonchalant, the chick was from the bank was like, okay, yeah, let me look up your account. Yeah, it looks like the underwriters approved your amount in full. So yeah, let me give you a call tomorrow. We can talk about it some more. I'm kind of busy right now with like a meeting. Or whatever. Seriously,
That was a week ago.
that was yesterday.
I'm kind of busy.
Yeah, dude, she's like, I have a meeting at 4, so I don't have time to talk about it right now. And I'm like, okay.
You fucking
Cool,
cunt.
but I'm like, but you said it like it's very exciting news, and she's like, yeah, so you got approved, and we'll talk about it tomorrow. Okay, well, I'm very excited now, but all right. And then,
So they didn't. So she's like, you've been approved for like a week. Like you didn't even fucking know.
yeah, no, seriously. Yeah. Like she just like looks, oh yeah, it seems like you've been approved.
Yeah.
Whatever day that may be. The fucking hour I sent the application in, I have no idea. So then I call the day. Well, I wait for a call, of course. Why did I even do that? Why did I even
You're
wait?
just sitting by the phone.
Yeah, so like 1:30, 2 o'clock rolls around. I call them up. Of course, they don't answer. That's just how way it goes, you know? Little phone tag.
Yeah.
Sexy. Phone tag sexy. It makes you want it more.
Yeah.
So then I call. I wait like an hour, and I'm like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm going to be annoying. I'm calling again. Like, I don't care. She picks up right away. Oh, yeah, sorry. I've just been busy or whatever. Of course, whatever.
Whatever bullshit.
Excuse A. Can I use excuse
This
B?
annoying fuck again.
Yeah, so we do that, and then the conversation was like 3 minutes. It's okay. Is this your email? Okay, let me send over the email. Let me email you the confirmation or whatever, and then you can go and give that to your realtor and blah blah blah. And yeah, have a good day. I'm like, we could have done this yesterday. It was like, no. I thought
You didn't have 3 minutes before your meeting.
I thought there'd be like stipulations to it about like areas or this and that or something to talk about.
Yeah.
Nothing to talk about. Even the approval letter is 2 sheets of paper. I printed out 2 documents today.
and it
that's all
says
is.
nothing.
Yeah.
It's just basically like a big checkbox, and it's like approved.
Yeah.
That's all
So
it is.
anyway,
I couldn't believe it. And you said, okay, I'm going to try to call her again. I'm like, oh, okay, we're between games of Minimander, Tiny Leaders, and well, okay, I guess I'll settle into my phone, start checking whatever shit and playing a game. Also, you come back 3 minutes later, like, what the fuck? Okay, let's play again. Awesome. Good.
Yeah,
I thought you were going to
so-
be out there for like another fucking hour.
Glad you got
talking
your
to
life
lady.
sorted out, bro. Let's get back
Yeah,
to that.
exactly.
Yeah, what's more important here?
So unfortunately, that's going to be. Don't listen to my segment for the next few episodes because all it's going to be is me going to houses, trying to fucking buy it, and them saying no.
Well, hopefully you'll have like funny stories. Like you'll walk in, and they'll be like,
Doing it on the
Benny
kitchen
Hill
counter.
music will be playing,
Yeah,
and then I'll be
exactly.
chasing around the realtor. You know,
yeah, they'll be like,
You know what, though? This is an opportunity to break many toilet seats. Just every open house, just crack a seat, dude.
That's what I do. I like look around the house. Like the yard is nice. Yeah, the girl has a garage. That's very, very nice. Very nice. Okay, I'll be back in a minute. That toilet seat broke in 5 seconds.
But the shitter's falling apart. I don't know. Bring it down 10,000 for me.
No, really though, if you do look for a house, shouldn't you like hold in a shit, take a big dump, use a little more toilet paper than necessary, and just see if it fucking flushes? And if it doesn't, you're like, plumbing's fucked. Don't no inspector needed. We're good.
Independent review, Yelp. I sneezed on the toilet seat.
Yeah, could not flush an ultimate cheeseburger.
Oh, no.
there's gonna be like, you're gonna be on the news. Like, there's a serial toilet seat breaker out there.
Oh, I can't wait to see the composite sketch.
There's a lot of hair. There's a lot of
hair holding up a broken toilet seat.
No, they just like blacklight the toilet seat to show the shape of my ass. You know?
Why is it so pointy? I don't understand.
Exactly. It gets like red in that, like the heat spot gets there from all the pressure.
Oh my god.
It's perfect, dude. Exactly. What other funny stuff can I do when I look for houses?
Man. I'm sure there's like
There's got to be more things.
a bunch of good stuff you can do.
Just try everything out. Like, try all the doors, like, slam them and stuff, make sure they can handle.
Everything.
Tell the realtor you want to take your girl on a test run on the kitchen counter or something. See if it's worthy enough.
Yeah,
Can the neighbors see me with the blinds? No? Not good enough.
Ask all of them if you can see the attic, because that's like a big thing for you. I'm going to need to see
I need to see that attic. Yeah, exactly. No, okay, so
Does it have a bomb shelter?
that reminds me. There, I remember this one like some show. I don't remember. It was on fucking name a program that I don't watch. I don't know. Anyways, they had this guy. They were reviewing this guy's house for like sale, whatever, some house sale show. And they're going through the house, and he's talking about like key features. And every flat surface that you could sit on had to be rated at 500 pounds. It was the house worth like $10 million. It's because the guy would like to have like crazy parties and sex parties and all this weird, like just like drugs, just sex in every room. So like they're like, yeah, this sink is rated for 500 pounds. This toilet is that. This whatever countertop, they're like, yeah, everything is steel reinforced or whatever, or like X-braced wood. They're just like, yeah, everything has to. We have a lot of parties here, and we have to make sure that everything is strong enough to hold up to the parties.
This
I'm like,
sink,
oh my god.
this sink has to be able to hold up 2 fat people having sex on it.
Yeah, exactly.
250-pound people?
I mean, yeah, you can put the girl on there, but what if the guy wants to sit on it and then the girl rides him on top of the little sink? When you want to do that?
Well, first of all, the porcelain's all like cold. I don't know why you
a
want to.
big dude and a big chick.
When you're on coke, dude, you don't care how cold it is. It just feels better.
I assume like you kind of straddle this. If it's like the width isn't too big, you just straddle it, get that nice cold porcelain between your cheeks.
I just pictured him like backing his ass into the sink faucet, so that'd be up his ass.
Oh no,
All right. Moving on.
The faucet.
Skipping Samhain Crow for this week. Moving right on to.
You guys have dirty enough minds, apparently.
God.
But that's it, just the house stuff.
I mean, really. We play a little Destiny. We've been playing the Tiny Leaders and stuff like that. Like
No prostate milking.
I don't even know what that is. I don't even know where to go with that.
It's a thing.
It's a thing.
Wow. Do you like have her on all fours and just milk her boobs until
she's
Girls
got
don't have
nothing to do with it.
prostates.
Wow. Oh, I heard prostitute milking.
No, prostate milking.
Prostate milking.
Sorry.
Okay.
Is that where you have all fours and you're milking her It's like that's what a little kid would say when he doesn't know what sex is.
That feels like sandbags.
Have you ever felt a boob?
Okay, nobody. I don't care anymore. So what non-magic related stuff happening this week, Crow?
Okay, I've just been at home playing a lot of Destiny, a lot of Far Cry.
Smoking meat.
I was going to go to F&M last week, just happened to not work out. Going to go tomorrow, play some F&M tomorrow, and really just days been flying by. Video games, not much going on at home at the moment. I mean, last night at midnight I was awake still and decided to play a sealed draft on Moto and won my first sealed draft, so that was a lot of fun.
Right on.
Win 3 packs of Cons and 3 packs of Fate and my first season point.
Yeah.
So that was exciting.
Since we're probably not going to talk about Friday Night Magic after this, I want to ask, what deck were you going to take?
I gotta go ahead and have fun and check out my Waste Not deck there. I mean, just for the fun of it, man.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go play Waste Not tomorrow night and
right on.
have some fun, see how it goes. I imagine with all the red white running around, I'm gonna be main boarding more Dragon Sorrows and Bio Blights, and side them out against non-aggro shit essentially.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of that going around, and it's cheap enough if you got the right big end cards that you can add in on those lower shits. It's just kind of like blue white heroic, but it's much cheaper than the red white aggro. But
right.
Still, I think it's going to be a decent thing out there because I looked at the list and it does look fun on top of being cheaper and whatnot and a solid deck. So I imagine I'll see a decent amount of red white aggro tomorrow. So if I want to main board more of those in and go for it and see if I can have some fun with it.
Awesome.
So.
Well, what the fuck have I been up to? I always think throughout the week, all right, if anything funny happens, remember it and talk about it on the podcast. I never fucking remember. I can barely remember what I had for breakfast yesterday. So today is my dog's birthday, man. Actually, it's not really his birthday. We just conveniently made it his birthday because it's exactly 1 month after our anniversary. So I was like, let's just make it that date so we can remember. So of course my girlfriend wanted to do shit and buy
That's
little
sad,
presents.
Man. You need a dog's birthday to remember your anniversary day.
No. They help each other out. Okay, if I forget the anniversary, I can use the dog's birthday. If I forget the dog's birthday, I can use the anniversary. And if I forget them both, I will be a new partner. I'll be living on my own. No dog.
Win.
So my girlfriend wanted to do something cool for the dog. It's my Rottweiler named Bowser. He turned 2. And so...
Isn't that special?
Yeah.
That's so cute.
And so what we did was we got a bucket of tennis balls, 40 tennis balls, and I went up on my roof. And we're videotaping it. And I called him over, and he saw me up on the roof. And then I threw one ball down, and he loves He loves balls just like Samhain Crow. And so he's not here to defend himself. So dropped one ball. He got all excited. Then I called him back over. I dropped like 2 balls. He goes, oh, sweet. And he dropped 3 balls. And then he was like, didn't know which one to like. There were so many balls, he didn't know which one to like go for. And then I called him back over one more time. And I just like dumped the rest of them. And I thought he was going to be like super excited. It like scared the shit out of him. He like freaked out. Maybe it was like a mixture of like excitement and fear. I don't know. But he like freaked out. And
he probably couldn't recognize it as a ball. He just like, what is this falling on me?
Sky's falling, oh my god. So, yeah, and then both of the dogs just went ape shit. And of course, like, whatever ball, the tiny one, the terrier, Princess Peach, whatever ball Peach went after, Bowser would come punk her for it.
Of course, dogs are like, they're all about.
Yeah, exactly. And, but they had fun, and my Rottweiler Bowser just loves to like destroy shit. Mm-hmm. It's like he gets off on it, because whenever we get him a toy, he'll like play with it like a normal dog for a while, and then he'll just sit there, and he knows how to like
crack the shell.
Yeah, if he sees like a little like a string or something, he knows like right there he needs to just like get it with the tip of his teeth.
Exploit a weakness.
Yeah, exactly. And so I played fetch with him for a while, and then I was getting ready to come to the cast, and I just see him like he almost had this like maniacal look on his face, and he'd been chewing on this one tennis ball for a while, and he looked over at me, and there was just like all this drool just like coming down his face, and it just like chewing on it like, I'm gonna get this motherfucker. And I was just like, oh, I'm just gonna walk away.
I'm gonna eat this and block my intestines and give you the biggest vet bill.
Yeah. So on a little life tip, oddly enough, if you do have a dog who likes to eat fucking everything and anything, like Bowser in the beginning, he would eat like rocks and shit. He just wanted to chew shit, and he would chew like branches while they were still attached to like the tree. Like he didn't care. He's like, I'm getting that fucking branch. Anyways, so if your dog likes to do that, and then you're afraid that they're gonna get all blocked up, 100% pumpkin is in small amounts is good for them, and it helps like their digestion system. So you can like find it like all mashed up in the can at like Vons or something. So just a little life tip.
Interesting.
We're not all about fucking cock and ball jokes here.
That's
we want to help. We want to help you get through your life. And speaking about cock and balls, let's get on to the duel decks. These segues, I just want to make them worse and worse until
you don't have to try. It just rolls off pretty easy for you.
I mean,
the more you try, the better they get, and it's just not right.
I am going to make them worse and worse. So, speaking about things that are pretty much useless, let's talk about this new duel deck that came out. It's Kiora versus Elspeth.
Yeah, it came out Friday, so this is coming out on a Monday. So this
Correct.
came out Friday the 27th, I believe, of February.
So what they like to do with the
27th.
definitely 27th.
Yeah, definitely Whopper.
So what they like to do with most of the recent Planeswalker duel decks is towards like the last set before rotation, basically, or like 2 sets before rotation, they'll make a duel deck for Planeswalkers that they know are going to like rotate out soon enough. Because as soon as they bring out a set, they're not going to use those fresh Planeswalkers from the duel deck.
They want to sell more so people have to buy packs to hopefully get them.
Yeah, exactly. So Kiora and Elspeth were in Theros, so they're kind of... I mean, they're still played, but, they're kind of old news, so that's why they're probably using
Elspeth
them.
is making a comeback at the moment.
And Kiora is actually doing pretty well for herself.
I've seen, like, Elspeth in a Mardu kind of control deck. Like,
Right.
3 as a 3 of or something like that. And then Kiora with Sultai?
Yeah,
Sultai
Sultai
walkers.
control.
Yeah, Sultai
Sultai
control.
walkers. Yeah, so that's pretty much what I've seen with that.
And so, like, money-wise, there's not a lot to, like, hip hooray about. I mean, the decks look like they're...
There's a couple of decent cards in there. I don't know, Mother of Runes is in there.
Yeah, Mother of Runes. Apparently it got new artwork, which a lot of people say they like the new artwork. And what is it? You tap it, and target creature gains protection from a given color until end of turn.
Right.
So, I mean, I think that sees...
How much is that worth, you think?
I was looking at it to buy for my Minimander deck as a possibility, and I can't remember exactly because it's been maybe a week or so, but she wasn't that expensive, but
$3,
expensive
$4,
and
$5,
I think
$6.
I think like $6-7, I think.
Yeah.
So this will bring our price down a little bit, but I mean, as far as like value cards in there, you're spending $25 on this fucking
$20.
$20.
$21.99. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
So-
I thought MSRP was gonna be $24.99.
So the prices of Elspeth and Kiora, like, pretty much equal $20.
Yeah, so-
I mean, they're not gonna like, especially these versions aren't gonna retain their value, and obviously when rotation comes, all versions are not going to retain
Even
their
though
value.
they're foil and all that stuff, and so maybe as an owning one, you might like it better, but as far as the value, they know that this card is bought at a certain price and is just going to be distributed as such.
Yeah.
So like it's not going to be more
The
expensive.
overall
even
prices will go down a little bit right now, but at the same time, like, you're right though. As of coming out right then, you get your money's worth from those two cards
exactly.
alone.
So like I want to buy it just because I need one more Kiora, and it's like, why not just get the rest of the cards? Kiora's like $8-9 right now. Fuck it, I'll throw another $10-11 and just get the rest of the jank. And you know, if a new person wants to learn how to play Magic, or my girlfriend wants to play or something, I can always bust out the like dual decks. You know, they're nice and kind of already set up. There's no thought going into them.
That's why I'm buying it. Me and Raheem, my roommate, are going to split it 50-50 or whatever, whenever we feel we want to get it or whatever. Because of that, he's learning how to play, and it's just something that's like, you know, even. There's nothing that's going to be, they're like balanced decks, you know, against each other. And so the decks, they seem to be like, the Elspeth deck is mono white, and it seems to be like going wide, you know, just a lot of little creatures, your standard, like, not really white weenie, it has more of a curve than that, but it is just still like getting the creatures out there, pumping them up, and going for the kill that way. The other one, as you can suspect, is green and blue, and that is more like it's controlling.
It's like a weird controlling ramp situation.
It's a controlling ramp thing. So like you're trying to ramp into the biggest creatures that you have, which is like the 8/8, like all of the sea monsters. You know what I mean? All those like 6/6s, 8/8s, all these like big things that have, you know, little bonuses here and there. They're usually like mono blue, those creatures.
Yeah.
So yeah, you try to like protect yourself through maybe not just counters, more like bouncing stuff back to their hand, slowing their progress, tempoing them out, and then having ramp creatures along the way, hopefully to like block the small white weenie guys, and then get to the big stuff. And then so if you get to the big stuff, you should be able to win with the blue one. If you're playing the white, you should be going hard and fast. And then you'll win that way. So that's what it really seems like. And I mean, $20, dude. Like, and Planeswalkers, like we already said it. It's just what's the problem with that? It's value, you know.
Mm. Yeah, I was gonna buy that myself, but when it was first announced, that was what the Planeswalkers were going to be before the list came out maybe a couple months ago. I had planned on buying it for the Elspeth and whatnot until I traded for Hot Sauce. From, you know, I got one from him. So now I'm like, I'm in between if I want to get it or not. I probably won't be getting it, but I do agree that it is fun for those little times of playing somebody newer to the game and having a deck like that. And to that point, my cousin bought Dual Deck Anthology, so there's 8 decks right there to play. You know, I've been playing some with him on that, and it's a lot of fun. And he even put it up there if we so choose. We want to. We can make some versus videos with those Dual Deck Anthologies just for the fun.
Yeah, I mean that sounds fun.
So.
We had that idea: get the Dual Deck Anthology and just strip all of it down and then make a cube with it. Just buy that. It's $100 or whatever it's going for now, because maybe it's more than $100 because people can jack it up because they know they want the
limited
cards.
Release.
Yeah, so get that. Just take it all out and make a cube with it. How many cards is it, you think?
Well, it's 8 decks, no sideboard, so 8 times 60.
Okay, cool. So get that and then add in whatever else you want, you know. But you can, working with those cards, you can see like the archetypes that they're working with, and then you can just add some flavor in there on your own, and then you have your own card pool. So it seems like it's pretty awesome.
I don't know if you guys know, but when I export the MP3, there's like little notes you can put in, like, you know, when the date it was recorded and the episode number. So like when you load it into, you know, iTunes or whatever, that shit all pops up. So there's like a little note section at the bottom, and I think like if you right click on it and then go into like properties, you'll see the notes or whatever. But I always put, like, when we used to record in my garage, I would put recorded at the Knifecity airport or landing strip or something. And so now I put recorded at the Hot Sauce Dog Kennel.
Yeah. It's the pound.
I was wondering where I came from and where it was going. That's pretty good.
We can't find a place to record that doesn't have outside fucking interference, man.
I just thought it was funny. Like, like I've been just laughing about it for like since we started the podcast. I just haven't told you guys about those stupid little notes I put in just for me.
Mine
Throw it
would
at
be
the Knife City veranda.
Mine would be the Peppermint Swirl Turnpike. Because I happen to live on the busiest street
Yeah.
in Spring Valley.
With the, I knew you were a tweaker. With the
Not really, I don't live in Spring Valley.
They have this Lambo that runs up and down his street
Yeah.
that has aftermarket exhaust, and it's a Lambo. So it's a V10 that screams down the street, like where sometimes he'll take off at the light or something like that, and you don't hear it coming, and all of a sudden it's just like lightning striking. It just ran like so loud, and
Everybody jumps.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's it's kind of annoying.
So I'm moving.
Exactly.
So yeah, I think I want to pick that up. It seems like it's not like super excited, get my attention, I need it, like the anthologies was. And I do like that idea about
That is a pretty
putting in
sweet
money,
little
making
base
the
right
cube,
there.
and we'll probably have just like you said for the base cards, and then we'll have to even out the colors and everything.
Right. So did you guys ever play the Vintage Masters stuff when it came out on Moto last year?
No.
Was that this is
I
Vintage
wasn't
Remastered
playing
or
Magic
whatever
at that point, so
Yeah,
not me.
Vintage Masters came out, and it was a way that WotC could reprint or print or reprint some of the way older cards.
It's online only though.
Yeah, online only, but they could, quote unquote, reprint them and get them into the marketplace because Vintage and Legacy and all those older formats weren't like thriving as much online, and so they wanted to get those cards out there, and so it was from what I hear, it was a pretty good draft format, but it didn't really like breathe much life into those older formats. But it looks like they're going to be trying something else out. What is it, Sauce?
Oh, they're doing Tempest Remastered. So like it's Tempest, Stronghold, and Exodus. It says that there's like 621 cards that are from those sets, and so they're bringing out the same thing. It's going to be for 3 weeks, 21 days of this set coming out on Moto, where the packs that you open up they're still like $3.99. Just like a
They
regular
did
pack.
actually reduce that from 621. That's the total cards that was in those sets? Okay, sorry.
Yeah. You know. So yeah, they have the booster packs of that, and then they reduced it to a 269 card set, which is like the standard issue. When a new set comes out, it's always like 270. That's like the
They
standard.
basically took that block and then with those cards made a cube out of it.
Pretty much. Yeah, they just got the best stuff.
Yeah.
Whatever people really call
Get rid of the
for.
shit that nobody's going to care about at all. Let them some shit that nobody's going to care about at all, so they'll play together. But
Yeah. It says that it is 101 commons, 80 uncommons, 53 rares, 15 mythic rares, 20 basic lands from those 3 sets.
Noob knowledge opportunity. Someone explained to me a cube.
we'll get to it then.
It's got 6 sides.
Yeah, it's really like square.
When the news first broke about Tempest block coming out, when I first saw it was on Twitter. And so I didn't see the Magic's actual official post about it, so I saw people talking about it. And so at first I was like, fuck, they're doing Tempest block? I mean, they're reprinting that in some kind of Vintage Master situation or whatever. I'm like, shit, I need to sell my Wasteland right now. Like, fuck, I need to get some value out of it before, like, all of a sudden it's not worth as much. And then I fucking found the Magic official thing. I was like, okay, cool, it's only online.
Yeah, it's
no
not
worries.
not gonna change
I can still
anything.
hold my Wasteland at the moment before I, just sell that off at some point.
Right. Fair enough. So that's really,
Wasteland. Did I say
there's really
Wasteland?
not much else to say about it. It's just that if you are interested in, going back to those older cards, or if you're a newer player and you want a chance to see some older cards without, having to like print them or just spend
Tons of
money, sell your home. So yeah, you can go here and then just do a bunch of drafts, and you'll be able to pick up these cards. And
What
it's
were
gonna be great.
the sets in that block?
It is Tempest, Stronghold, and Exodus.
Tempest.
You gonna look up some expensive cards or what?
I was just gonna say I don't know exactly what the cards are, but I know there's like expensive ones. Tempest, Stronghold, and Exodus. So I'm just looking up the rares and mythics, see if anything.
People were talking about they think they're going to bump up Wasteland from rare to mythic. for the particular set release.
Oh, interesting.
See, the thing is, I don't even really know. Like, I could just be passing up these cards, and I don't even know.
Yeah,
City of Traders, I know. Hey, that Coffin Queen you got is in there.
Mm-hmm.
There's just a bunch of expensive cards that it would be nice to kind of get a resurgence of them back into the pool.
There's some stuff that's like generally normal, what you've seen before, and then there's some stuff that's really powerful that you'll never see printed again. So
I might actually play this one a little bit because of the older cards that I have that I played briefly before I really understood how to play Magic back in '96, I think it was, for Ice Age. I mean, those are the sets I have a little bit of. It's Ice Age, Arabian Nights, and Tempest block stuff. So actually, like you just said, I have Coffin Queen and I have the Wasteland and some other fun stuff out of there. But
here's something interesting. It says that each pack has a chance at a premium card replacing one of the common slots with the same odds as other Magic booster packs. That's kind of interesting. I don't know. I never seen that.
Read that again? I don't understand
that. Each pack has a chance at a premium card replacing one of the common slots with the same odds as other Magic booster packs. So like 1 in 38 or whatever the hell the number is.
What does premium card mean?
We don't know.
Like,
I mean, it's
oil?
probably just something better than a common, I would guess.
Oh, okay.
It
some sort of promo art for it or something.
There's no promo art in any of this. It says they're changing the borders to be like more modern borders.
Yeah.
But I mean, otherwise, like the art is still the same.
It'd be funny is if they put the hologram on the Magic cards online, because it's so people don't reprint them and like make fake ones.
Right.
So if they did it online, that wouldn't make much sense.
That would be hilarious. You're totally right.
Either way, like there's no if Magic Online is like 1320 by 240 resolution, it's going to be all pixelated.
No, that was the joke. That, like people would try and digitally. Never mind. We're moving on to the.
You know what sucks?
I hate you guys.
I used to have I know somewhere, but I can't find it yet. I have a Bazaar of Baghdad, which is a $300 card. Like, man, I want to find that card.
You know how many boxes that buy? You have like 3 boxes just floating around somewhere in your house.
Yes.
And you just can't find it.
He's been searching though.
I hope that bothers you.
It does.
Knowing the value.
I hope you change the bag in the vacuum cleaner and find it there.
Yeah.
Just came
same
through
bag for the last like 15 years.
You're gonna come home from somewhere because you don't have a job right now. I was gonna say you're gonna come home from work.
Oh man, you're a good friend.
Unintentional burn.
Welfare office.
Wow.
Getting my food stamps for the week.
Damn.
That's pretty low. It's pretty low. I also have no job, by the way, so I can't say this.
You're gonna be coming home.
Like Jew jokes, you can say.
Yeah. You can't be racist. You're the same thing.
So you're
gonna
be
self-hating Jews.
Damn it! Now it's lost. It's lost its tempo. It has no legs now.
Bring it back.
You're gonna come home and your son's gonna be wiping his nose with it. Ha ha. Okay. You have no job.
Because that was horrible until that. That was a good save. I'll give you that.
That almost overshadowed my bomb. I don't think it did, though. I think my bomb was worse.
Yeah. So, anyways, fucking moving on to something else.
You have no job.
I would say moving on to Mr. Raging Gumby.
So there is a very popular podcast out there. I'd say it's, like in the top 3 or top 4, depending on what your taste is. But
you have bad taste.
Like us.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm talking about Heavy Meta, and one of the newest co-hosts, his name is Raging Gumby. His real name is David Moline. He attended SCG event. LA, that is correct. And he brought this fucking wicked-ass homebrew to the tournament.
I have it brought up, actually.
And he made it to the goddamn finals with it. And I found out about this because I was looking on Twitter, and somebody was like, hey, he's on camera. And so I started watching, and holy shit.
You mean in the game where he got like almost 200 life? Is that
the
what
most
148 or 143, I think.
So when I started watching, he was at 2 life. And then he went up past 140. Like I think they were like missing his actual life total because they just couldn't keep up. There was like such a complicated board state. Well, let's go through the deck and you'll understand why. Whip it out, dude. Just whip out that deck.
Here it is. I'm going to lay it all on the line. No, it's so he has it's like a Naya, what is it, Naya mid-range.
And nobody's playing Naya. That's not one of the cons.
Exactly.
Or,
So yeah, exactly. That's the thing. You can't play certain cards because the 3-color cards don't work. So Naya is red, green, and white, and it's basically it's just kind of like a good stuff deck to me. He has a couple these things that they don't really necessarily work well together. It's just some good cards. There are a couple nice little tricks in there though.
Master of the Unseen.
Yeah, so like that's one of the cards we can get to. Like Mastery of the Unseen is like a long game card that works really well alongside Whisperwood Elemental. Master of the Unseen is like it's a 2-mana enchantment, 1 and a white, and whenever a creature is flipped, so if it was like face down, it's flipped, you gain 1 life for each creature you control, and then also it has another thing at instant speed, pay 4 mana, 3 and a white, and then manifest top card of your library. So make a 2/2 top card of your library, put it face down.
And that doesn't even sound that great in Constructed.
No, it doesn't sound great in Constructed at all. I do play it, but it's because it's like a fun deck. It's not like I'm going to take that deck I have.
In Limited, like if you build around it, like it's awesome.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So he got this and then Whisperwood Elemental. So that means that when Whisperwood at the end of the turn would manifest top creature, he was able to, look at whatever it is, and hopefully it's like a little dude or whatever. He'd be able to flip it and gain life off of it. And also, when it gets long game, he's able to go against a mirror match or a control deck or something like that. Even if his board gets wiped out, whatever mana he has, he just pumps it into Mastery of the Unseen and just make 2/2s all day.
Yeah.
The 2/2s are especially good because they avoid Ugin. They avoid Bile Blight. Well, they avoid Bile Blight in the sense that they have no names, so you can't use Bile Blight to wipe all of them out. They're just it only hits the one.
Right.
And it avoids Ugin because they're colorless.
It's Ugin because they're colorless, exactly, the minus on that. So that's good. There's just a few things about it. Like Whisperwood Elemental itself is good against sweepers because you're able to sacrifice it and anything that's turned face up. Now you get to manifest top card of your library for each face up creature. So like they board wipe and then you're still left with like 4 2/2s on the board. So anyways, the deck has a lot of stuff like that just has these interesting interactions. Like Perforos. He has 2 of those in there. So that thing comes out, lands on the board. Every time you manifest a creature, which you're just pumping those out every turn, you get to do 2 damage to the player. So when the board is stalled, you have that to do damage, and you have Mastery of the Unseen to gain life, and to pump out the 2/2s.
I love that Perforos.
Yeah, Perforos is
I'm
sweet.
a big fan of Perforos.
So
that's awesome.
Yeah, exactly. So he has everything's going wide, basically, is what it seems like. So he has Xenagos the Reveler, so that's going to be making 2/2s all day. Same thing, triggering off Perforos. Or you just make more mana to bring out a couple spells per turn. Or pump into Mastery of the Unseen. He did that too. He had that with a bunch of creatures on the board, and he would add mana with that and just pay 1 white and then 3 of whatever mana he created with Xenagos and make a 2/2. Pay a white, 3 of the mana that he made with Xenagos, make a 2/2. He's able to do that and then use that mana to flip the creatures if he could, gain a whole bunch of life. That's how he went from 2 to 1,000,000. Yeah. He had 8 creatures on the board. He flipped one of them, he gained 8 life. Then he manifested more. He flipped one of them and gained 12 life. And he just kept going up from the Mastery of the Unseen. It was insane.
And what deck was he going up against? It was like a red-green?
I think it was the green-red Devotion deck. So almost a mirror minus the white.
Correct. Right, so it's not like he had... His opponent didn't have access to like Crux of Fate or Drown in Sorrow. Or
none of that stuff.
He did not have a board sweeper, so he just could not like combat the army he had.
So he had, really, there's Crater's Claws to worry about to, get around all that board state.
Right.
But once you got 140 of your life, who gives a
exactly.
shit?
In the beginning, it's like, oh shit, I'm in range. And then after he got past 30, he's like, well, that's not going to happen anymore.
And his opponent was making token or...
He also had Whisperwood Elemental making manifest as well.
Yeah, so he was making manifest.
It was so funny seeing Ugin not be able to do shit. Because the board states were so wide, they're like, well, I can ping you for 3 and kill one of your manifest dudes. Every time he would try, he's like, all right, that's fine. Let me flip him, gain 12 life, and now he'll die. Yeah. Or he'll flip him into something that's bigger than 3 toughness, and then it wouldn't die. And the guy's just like, oh my god, this Ugin sucks.
One of the announcers was like, and he just ultimated Ugin, and that's. I don't think that's going to win the game.
No, absolutely. It did jack shit for him.
Pretty much nothing.
When does Ugin ultimate not do something? He's like, I got to play some permanents, so he gets to play another Planeswalker and 2 fucking what are they called? The untapped target land guys. You know what I mean? Like, who cares? You know?
Voyaging Satyrs.
It was funny, man. And they gained 7 life. Like, whoop-de-fucking-do. So, yeah, I remember, like, he basically conceded once he got down to, like, 12 life or something like that, his opponent. He's like, that's fine. Let's just move on.
So it was the finals, so there's no time limit.
It wasn't the finals. That was the semifinals.
That was the semifinals.
And before the finals, it was funny because after that first game took an hour, the next game, the other guy won in, like, 5 minutes. And then the third game of the match, Raging Gumby won it in like 5 minutes. So it's like, an hour long, then bloop, bloop. Okay, let's go to the finals.
The announcers said exactly that. They were like, I bet you this next game will take like 3 minutes. You know what I mean? And it did. You know, it was pretty fun.
So in the top 8, there's no time limit. So, yeah, their first game in the semifinals was an hour long, which is fucking ridiculous. And who did he go up against in the finals?
It was like a red-white aggro, I think. Let me look at
Wells,
it, actually.
I think. Kevin Wells or something like that.
It was red-white mid-range. So it was Chad. It was Chad White.
Chad White.
Okay, I thought that was funny
because the same name of that. My rival in high school.
He was your rival?
One of my rivals.
I grew up across the street from him.
Yeah, he's first of all, he's kind of like a stuck-up asshole.
You guys actually know this guy?
Or
no, same name.
Gotcha.
Same name.
So he was kind of a stuck-up asshole, and then he bought the same car I did after I got it, and I'm like, well, that's not cool, because the car thing, it was like, it's a culture, you know what I mean? It was a big deal for me, and he buys this thing, and then he is just like a major trash talker, and so I'm like, well, I'm coming back at you then, I guess. So it's just nothing but shit talk all day long, like nothing. We wanted nothing to do with each other the whole time. So yeah, my internet's not working, so now I can't even fucking look it up. That's awesome.
I'll just edit this out. It doesn't matter.
Anyways.
The whole time, Terrence Swirl's not talking. He's just doing a side portrait of Knifecity.
Hey,
without noticing for like 20 minutes.
Horseshoe. Give him the horseshoe. Like he's balding but left it.
Give me that.
Too low. You go like half.
Oh no, that's not stubble. This is shading, dude. I'm shading. It took me half an hour.
Yeah, on the YouTube video of the cat on this one, you gotta put that as a front picture.
Oh my god.
No way, dude. I need you to stay right there.
Stay still for me.
So
I don't know if it's crow's feet in here, you old ass man. Jesus.
Leaving this in or not, I don't know. But either way, Peppermint Swirl is drawing a side profile of Knifecity.
We'll post it on the website.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Whether he wants it or not.
Nice.
Check our fictional Instagram.
Instead of the skull with the beard for our symbol on Twitch and whatnot, that'll be the new symbol.
That would be hilarious.
So it's not.
What?
You're not able to get to the deck?
No, I don't know why the internet's not fucking working on this thing now. So, anyways, it was red white min rage. So, like, it had
the thing kept saying is red white aggro.
It is sort of aggro-ish because it did have like what's the 1 mana aura, the white one that takes care of a creature.
Chain of the Rocks.
Yeah, Chain of the Rock had like 4 of those, and it had Stormbreath dragons and all that kind of that red white aggressive.
I mean, he had sideboarded Elspeth, I believe, but
yeah, stuff like that.
Well, like the names of decks are always subjective, you know. Like, oh, that's not metal, that's grunge. Oh, no, that's not grunge, that's thrash with punk overtones.
Right. So it was a good deck, but really why he won in the finals. Besides, he had a great day the whole time, but in the finals. Raging Gumby just got mana fucked. Like, he just started looking at his deck, and he just, like, he scooped before, like, he was even dead. He's like, this is stupid. I can't.
Yeah, he probably had 2 more draw steps before dying, and he's like,
it's fine.
I had no way coming back.
Yeah, he just put the hand across the table. This is stupid. I can't do this anymore. So, but yeah, congrats to him, though. Congrats to Rage. Cool. Congrats to Chad White. Go fuck yourself, sir. Raging Gumby, you're in all our hearts. We wish you could have took it home.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, he literally made... or helped make Whisperwood Elemental spike in price, and then I saw Master of the Unseen spike. It was like 1,048%, which it was still only up to like $1 or something, but still.
It went from 12 cents to like $1.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So 1,000% spike in a card,
Beautiful.
just off of one person. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. That card is pretty nutty under the right circumstances. I mean, like, if you're just trying to like win under 6 turns, like, you're not doing shit with it. But if it goes long and you're playing the right kind of deck, I see it like you could have like good like 3 of them in the sideboard against like control or big creature decks that you're just gonna like be able to stall the board state with them. That's a bitchin' card for that. So anything that makes dudes that you can just pump mana into. You know, that's a card worth money.
I mean, like, minus Drown in Sorrow, that card is probably pretty good against blue-black control. Drown in Sorrow just wipes it off the face of the earth, but...
Crooks of Fate as well.
Crooks of Fate as well.
They can also keep bringing them back, though.
Yeah, but they just can't get rid of the actual enchantment,
Yeah,
so that's pretty cool.
exactly.
And then you just outgain them with life.
Yeah.
Believe me, I know about not being able to get rid of enchantments when the waste not dead.
So the week before
Pain in my
this
ass.
one, so this is on the 24th of February, this matchup. So the week before that, 17th, I guess, I don't remember the guy's name, but he was moving to like New Zealand for work or something like that. So this is the last time he was going to play in a tournament in the States, and then he won the whole fucking thing.
Oh, really?
So they had like an interview with him in the beginning.
He
Saying,
he had one PPQ before. He had that tournament that he
then
won.
one more,
Then
yeah.
next week he had a PPQ, and then he's going down to the Philippines for work.
Philippines, there you go. So that was really funny that they had this interview about him in the beginning of it, and then everyone's like, "Oh my god, he's going to win the whole thing!" So that was like,
Which is pretty cool. That was his first win of a pro kind of thing.
I don't remember
so
his name, but either way, congrats to him because that's like really exciting to be like, "Hey, it's my farewell."
Yeah, that's pretty
So,
cool.
and then I think it's like $5,000. Why not? You know?
Yeah.
Reminded me of a couple months back. There's a lot of whip mirrors going around.
Right.
And so there's that one game it turned into, and I told you guys about it. I was like, oh my god, both the live totals were like, one dude's at 200, the other guy's like 160. It's like, this is incredible. This is insane. Like, how the fuck did anybody win this thing? And of course, eventually somebody did, obviously, but
Yeah.
it's just kind of crazy to turn on and go, like, that was my first time, a couple months ago seeing that, like, to see that life total and not have, like, the Johnny minus ultimate get 100 life. That's not how he got there. He got there off a whip of Erebos and all these crazy things happening. It's like, man. And that was what was funny to me. I saw that match, and then like 2 weeks later, me and Hot Sauce played a game, and I had whips in my waste not deck at that point in my first original build with that and Grey Merchants of Asphodel, and he had Abzan whips going on with it too. So we had a game that lasted like an hour and a half, 2 hours between us, and we both got live totals up to like that kind of thing. It's like, this is ridiculous. I mean, you gotta finish this game, but oh my god, like this is like an hour and a half match of whip back and forth kind of shit. It was crazy.
Like, totally feasible and standard to have triple-digit life totals on both sides of the fucking table.
Today I played a game with my roommate that was a mono-white life gain deck. Picture like Soul Sisters. For the what is that? That's modern, right? Soul Sisters.
Yeah.
So you have that where it's just like little dudes that get big from how much life you gain, and just everything just is like lifelink and all this nonsense, whatever.
Sunbond and
Sunbond and all that stuff. And then I played Abzan mid-range deck, and that has like Sorin, Whip of Erebos in it, and all this stuff. And the game went on for an hour and a half, and we got down to like the last 18 cards or whatever in our deck, and our life totals were both at like 70. So it was taking so long. We're like, all right, you know what we should do? We should just we're going to draw the top 5 cards of our deck and just lay them out and just see what we would have done in that time. Because the board was like, I had 10 creatures, he had like 8 creatures, his had lifelink, I had the whip. It was like a fucking mess. So we just laid it out. All right, so I would have downfalled that. Okay, you would have put another Sunbond on something else. Okay, let's draw the next 5. And we just kept doing that to see how the game would play out. Because honestly, it was so stalled out. And I would hit for 20 and then he would gain 20. And then he would hit for 20 and I'd gain 20. Back and forth. We're like, all right, let's see what happened. And from what we could see, we would have just milled ourselves. So we saved ourselves like another hour of playing because we would have never finished the game. He would have been at like 180 life, and I probably would have been at like 100 life. Is what it looked like. It was freaking stupid.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. So do not play those decks against each other. It's like control versus control. All right. So changing things up, we're gonna talk about just basically some new decks in general. First of all, we're gonna get onto this deck that Frank Lepore was playing, which, he's my man crush of the Magic community. So him and other people made it popular, where it's Chromanticore alongside Soul Flare. So Chromanticore is the end all be all of great text but bad card. So it's 5 mana, 1 of each color for a 4/4 with Vigilance, Lifelink, First Strike, Hexproof. No, not Hexproof. Flying. No. Flying and
Haste.
Trample.
Trample.
Not Haste. It doesn't have Haste. Doesn't have Hexproof. Doesn't have Indestructible.
Making up cards.
At that point, you do get to that 5 mana, it should be hexproof.
Well, this is if this card had boobs on it, it would be every 12-year-old's wet dream. This is what every little kid wants on a Magic card.
Yep. So it is like that. And when I saw it, I'm like, oh my god, it's so sick. It's so many things. So the next card besides Chromanticore is the Soul Flayer, and that one it's a 6 mana card. It's like
2 black and 4.
2 black and 4. And what happens is whatever cards it has delve. So whatever cards you delve for the 4 colorless mana, whatever attributes those have, not all of them, but most key attributes, those are going to go on.
They call them like the evergreen ones, or it's like all the first strike, lifelink.
Yeah, all the ones you'll see forever, not the ones that just come up in certain sets.
Yeah, not like mechanics.
Yeah, but like indestructible, hexproof, flying, first strike, all those main ones, whatever text is on that the card you delved will now be on Soul Flayer. So if Chromanticore's in your graveyard and you cast Soul Flayer, then all the 5 attributes of Chromanticore go onto that. Not power, toughness, not any of that extra stuff, but just those 5 things. So that's the whole thing. That's like seems really fun, like tier 3, just awesome.
Have fun with it, yeah.
You know, and it actually is doing pretty well. I've seen some people talk in like the comments and stuff of certain websites, whatever, that it's like doing really well, like FNM. You know, it's like surprising, and if the combo works, then like it gets really out of hand. So besides, he has 4 of each of these cards, and besides that, it's playing Solemgar, 2 of those, which will give it flex, hexproof and flying. It's playing Sidisi just for like value to get stuff into your graveyard because you mill 3 every time it enters battlefield or attacks. And just creates 2/2s anyways. Like, why not? It's just good value.
Oh, yeah.
It has 2 Farika, God of Affliction, because there's a lot of shit in your graveyard, and so you can make 1/1 Death Touch snakes with it. And also because if it is in your graveyard, Soul Flayer gets indestructible. So that's awesome. Also, it has Torrent Elemental as a 1-of, which has nothing to do with Soul Flayer except for flying. But the thing is with it is that when you exile it with Delve, Torment Elemental has an ability you pay 5, and you can bring it from exile to the battlefield tapped directly. So all this stuff like works together with the delve mechanic and filling your graveyard, and then hopefully getting a Soul Flayer out there and just beating face with this ridiculously hard thing. So like, it also plays like Satyr Wayfinder and Sylvan Caryatid and Tassiger, which Tassiger is just once again a good value card. So on turn 2 you can play Satyr Wayfinder, and then turn 3 you can play the Soul Flayer, and then whatever you milled with Satyr Wayfinder, you're able to put on there. I've seen it where on turn 3 he's able to get a Chromanticore delved into a Soul Flayer, and then you have on turn 3 a 4/4 with all that stuff flying and lifelink and all this madness that no opponent can be ready for. I've even seen it. I've seen it one time where it had indestructible end that on turn 3. So like that's where you just go ahead and scoop up your cards.
Yeah, I've actually had it happen to me where on turn 3 he exiled, delved away Chromanticore to cast the Soul Flayer. And I was not even mad in the least. I was like, well done.
For him.
Well, I was like, yeah, I was happy. I was like, you did it. You had this one thing, like the Christmas land in mind. Dude, you're fucking on Santa's lap right now. Like, good job.
Exactly. So you gotta send him a balloon.
Is Santa tickling him?
Big old beard of his. So it also has 4 Commune with the Gods. Same thing as Satyr Wayfinder. You just like delve and then take something for value.
You can take something else besides land, though.
Yeah, you don't take lands. You take, what do you take? Creatures or something else?
Non-land cards, I think.
I don't know.
I forget exactly.
Who cares? Something like that. So you take that. 3 Heroes Downfalls, 2 Murderous Cuts, 1 Soul Tie Charm. So that's basically what it is. In the sideboard, it's just good old-fashioned, like, what is it? Soul Tie, stuff. 1 extra Charm, 2 Treasure Cruises, I'm sure against, like, slower decks. Reclamation Sage against the heroic decks and stuff that just play enchantments like
the whip
and stuff like that. Disdainful Stroke, probably for Abzan. Crux of Fate, probably for Abzan. Vile Blight for the fast token decks.
I noticed
simple stuff like that.
I noticed that Reclamation Sage is in a lot of the green sideboards. And how much is it? 4 to cast?
3.
3?
Yeah, it's 2 in the green.
And isn't there a green spell that just came out in Fate that is like destroy target enchantment or artifact or creature with flying?
Right. But they still want a creature and they still want devotion.
Yeah.
Okay.
And also a lot of those decks that play that, not this one in particular, really, but they do play enchantment creatures of their own. Like the 4/6, what is that one? The 4/6 that when it comes in has consolation -1/-1.
I wasn't talking about the back to
Doomwake
nature.
Giant.
I wasn't talking about.
What
Back to
are we
Nature.
talking about?
There's a new card that came out. I'm not sure exactly.
I know what you're talking about too. But you were talking about Doom
Giant. So that one, stuff like that, like that's the one I was talking about with Back to Nature, which is an amazing card, but it's hard to play in a green deck because green decks play a lot of.
I'm pretty sure that's the one you can kill enchantment, destroy artifact, or kill a flyer.
Yeah, creature with 4. I think you're right. That's
That's
4 mana.
probably more mana effective than they
Yeah,
want body.
that's a 4 mana card,
Yeah.
and that's sick. But it's 4 mana. It's like a duel, but
It's like if you're playing green unlimited, you go, oh, do I mainboard this against a flyer?
Yeah.
It is Return to Earth. It's 3 and a green for an instant. Destroy target artifact, enchantment, or creature with flying.
Right.
So that one more really, I guess, makes the difference when it comes to mana cost. And plus, they get a 2/1 body out of it.
Right.
So the versatility doesn't warrant
not
the
quite
1
there.
extra mana.
Sound reads good though.
Yeah.
Reads well. So this deck, it's you can see that it's going to be really fun if it works. You're going to be super stoked to have this thing come out.
Otherwise,
Otherwise,
it's not working all that great all the time. I mean, when it doesn't work, it doesn't work. I mean, it
a
has
lot
some
of-
good stuff in there, but I mean, how often are you really going to get the Soul Flare?
But even without that, just casting a 4/4 with Delve for that, casting Tasigur with Delve. I mean, these are all like fantastic creatures that can really like stabilize a board and beat face. So when Frank played it, he went 4-0 with it. 4-0, like not like in a tournament, but 4-0 as in he did 4 videos and he won each of them. So there's that, and also this deck isn't that expensive. I mean, like Sidisi and Farika and Solumgar, Tasigur, they're all like, and Torment Elemental, they're all like pretty cheap. You know, like the most expensive card in the deck is going to be around $8, and there's not a whole lot of those cards. I mean, like now when you get to lands, that's like do it as you choose. You can spend as much money as you want on land, so you can put $150 into lands, no problem. But if you don't want to do that and just get the soul deck and just play it on Moto or something like that, I would guess around $70 to build something comparable to what he has. And if you were having it in paper with everything bright and shiny, probably like $200 to $250. So it seems like it's a good, fun deck that wouldn't be a huge impact on the pocket. If you want to just have the basics, I'm sure you probably get it for like 30 or 40, but it probably wouldn't work nearly as well.
I don't know about you guys, but I love Slumguard, the Drifting Death. That guy, that guy's a beast. I mean,
he's a beast.
In that
He's a wall.
sealed draft I just did, I got my rares were Anafenza, Slumgar, Mardu Strike Leader, Windswept Heath, and one more, whatever. But anyways, when I got Slumgar on the board, it was just devastating. Like that guy, I love Slumgar. He's in my Waste Not deck. He's just you can't do shit about him. Unless you're playing
right.
Crackling Doom, you're not getting anywhere near touching him.
Luckily, remember when we played, I Aether Spouts, and then it went back to his hand. Well, then I had counter spells after that. So
that's
he's
one
like,
thing, yeah.
that's still pretty rare. Like that's
Yeah.
not going to happen with most decks. But that was funny to put it back in your hand, and then you're like, yeah, but you're just going to counter it if I cast it again. That's a very rare thing, though. So, anyways, that's about the deck. I mean, it just seems like really fun. It's just hilarious to like do that kind of stuff. It's absurd. So. Other than that,
I actually wanted to say one thing about
preach, brother, preach.
About
Going on.
Soul Flare. I did a KTK block draft earlier this week, something like that. Crow was watching me, and I did horrible. I mean, the deck was all right. It was kind of a little bit of a grindy / delve soul tide deck, but it just didn't come together. But my pack one pick one was Soul Flare, and I had Whirlwind Adept in the sideboard, and basically there was one spell that like just wasn't working against my opponent, so I just sided out. I was like, fuck it, I'll bring in Whirlwind Adept, just in case it goes in the graveyard. I was able to mill it into the graveyard and then cast Soul Flare to where it had flying and hexproof. And I was just proud of myself. I still lost. I was just like, yeah, take that, motherfucker.
He's like, okay.
Yeah, I was stoked on my draft, man. I did 4 colors, just splashing green. For the other rare I had was Rakshasa Death Dealer.
So you did a sealed, right?
Yeah, I did. So it's 2 cons, 2 fate, and it was a lot of fun. 4 color. It was
Wait, 2 cons, 2 fate. It's 4 packs.
yeah, 4-pack sealed.
Oh,
Which is
interesting.
the draft how it is on there for sealed on there, and
There's different versions, right? There's different.
yeah, there's different
There's
ones.
3 and 3, or there's
No,
2
there's
and 2.
no 3 and 3s. Otherwise, I would have done that because there's no 3 and 3s. It's only 2 and 2s currently. At the moment, that's what's going on. There's only 2 and 2s. So
Shenanigans.
Yeah, huh?
I actually played a 4-color deck, everything except for red, and I only splashed green for Rakshasa. Hooting Mandrills, and they hunt the weak. And man, that deck did a lot of work. I didn't lose one game. Like going into it, I was like, I don't know if this is going to work. We'll see. I had a decent amount of mana fixing with it, and that Windswept Heath was sweet with it too. And it worked out real nice. I mean, I literally, like at one point, I mulled down to like 5. I'm like, okay, this guy's going to obviously win this game too, or whatever. And I was able to come back, stabilize, and just overrun him. Afterwards, he goes, "Oh man, you got like the tits fucking sealed deck." I'm like, well, I guess, and it's not bad, the Herald of Anafenza is doing a little work too, and blah blah blah. And he goes, "Yeah, so good luck, continuing with your tournament. But at least I still win because I pulled an Ugin." I'm like, yeah, you're right, you win, cool deal. Unfortunately for you, you never made it past turn 6 in both of our games, but cool deal.
Still
good for you.
won, though.
No, he did. He for sure. I'm like, that's sweet. But
It's one of those like,
man,
good for you.
It was a fun draft. That was a good little midnight to 3 in the morning win, and with good old loud cheers at the end point.
Nice.
Like, I gotta be quiet. It's 3 o'clock in the morning.
So wasn't there another deck you wanted to talk about, Sauce?
Just something real quick, because I don't want to spend a lot of money on MTGO. I don't know if there's other people out there like me, but on paper, just let's spend the money. Like,
tangible.
Yeah, it's tangible. It feels better. It's kind of like owning a DVD. I don't know, something about it. So, you just want to have the card, but you can do the same thing by streaming it or buying it or renting it or whatever. Sometimes you just want to own it. Sometimes you just want to have the paper in hand. So, online, I'll spend like $10 in a deck, basically max, maybe 20. But I just don't want to spend it. But I have been playing a budget blue-red counterburn deck, and it sort of built itself. But none of the cards cost me basically any money at all. Like the most expensive card was $1.20 or something like that for Pearl Like Ancient. So I just wanted to mention it because if people are out there looking for something budget, it might be something fun to try out and utilize all the stuff that is necessary for like a nice, cheap counter deck. So control deck. So it's just most of the burn, like Arc Lightning, Crater's Claws, Anger the Gods, not Magma Jet, and
Mind Swipes in there.
Yeah, that's that's like the double of both of them. So has that in there, and it has Lightning Strike. So you just put 4 of like each of those things, whatever, mix them and match how you want to. And after that, you have Dissolve, Negate, Nullify, all the counter stuff. Card draws, Jace's Ingenuity, and Treasure Cruise. No dig through time because of price.
Yeah.
And then I have like 1 Aether Spouts in there because sometimes you just can't counter everything and you can't kill everything with just 3 damage across the board. You have to if like Heroic gets out of hand, Heroic decks get to 11 freaking creatures and stuff like that you can't do anything about.
And those are cheap, so that's fucking out there all the time.
Yeah, it's out there all the time.
It's like, it's frustrating to face so many of those.
Exactly.
So it's just because it's cheap. It's
Aether Spouts is like sweet as hell against that because they swing in and you just knock all those counters off there. Yeah, it goes back to their hand or on top of their library, I should say. But they just did all that work and all the enchantments fall off, and it's a good card for that. The 3 creatures I run is Pearl Like Ancient, Prognostic Sphinx, and Soul of Chandalar. So Soul of Chandalar is like the weird one you kind of expect in a budget control deck to put Pearl Like Ancient and the Sphinx in. But Soul of Chandalar is a 6/6 with first strike, so it's probably going to be killed. I mean, simple as that. If you're playing against somebody and they're not being able to use their removal because you don't have any creatures, when that thing comes down, they're like, oh, sweet, I can finally use my downfall. Or whatever it is. They'll probably kill it. But it does burn a card out of their hand, and hopefully if they don't have it at that time, you can go ahead and, swing for 6 or whatever, or block with first strike. Besides that, when it goes in the graveyard, it has the ability to pay 5, 3, and 2 red, and do 3 damage to the player and 3 damage to target creature. So it's just a nice value card to get out there later, where if it sticks, you can pump mana into that because you're going to have like 12 mana because it's a control deck. Otherwise, if it's in the graveyard, there is an unexpected thing that will happen that they're just not going to see it. They're not going to see it coming. So you're able to, they'll swing in or whatever, and you have no cards in hand or whatever, you're going to get that final little blow in there. So it's a pretty sweet card for that. But that's pretty much it. I just wanted to mention that because it is a nice budget deck that I played around with and won I won a shit ton of games with, honestly. I mean, I'm not playing in the tournament practice room. I'm playing in like the just for fun, so I'm not playing against the best decks. But then again, I'm not expected to if this thing costs $8 and I just kind of came up with it in 10 minutes. You know what I mean?
Just fun to play on.
Yeah, and it's real fun. So
you're forgetting one detail though.
What's that?
We played some matches last night.
Oh, we did.
And I beat you with my budget deck. And
you're totally right.
You gave me props because you said that you're pretty much winning against everybody. I was like the only second person to ever beat you with my deck.
Yeah, there's one guy that beat me before, and then you beat me twice that night. And why did you beat me?
Because my deck's I call it Fast Dash. It's pretty much, essentially, it's all the dash creatures of Mardu and Fate Reforged, and then supporting stuff after that. I got the strike leaders in there, and the Mardu Keanu Reeves, and the Mardu Scout, and
the whole Brutal Horde Chief.
Wait, which one's that? Keanu Reeves?
Mardu Scout. I'll give you a little Point Break reference there.
Yeah, I like that.
You talk. Give me two. Bio.
Yeah, that dude. Removal is like I have a decent amount of like sorcery removal, like Anger of the Gods, Arc Lightning, and Crater's Claws, and so I'd have that in my hand. And he would just be dashing in for 3 every turn, and I'm like, you do understand that this is you're gonna win that game with that one card until I can draw something.
It's instantaneous.
Yeah, absolutely, like Aether Spouts or Dissolve or something like that, like or an instant speed burn. You're just gonna win. I just can't, And he had late game in that sense. I was like, God damn it!
And it was great in that sense because as soon as you found that one, by the time you found that, like 2 turns later, I would have another Mardu Scout or a Goblin Heel Cutter or a Strike Leader. Yeah. As soon as you kill that one, I'm like, okay, now he thinks he got that one. Now I would copy the same one.
Exactly.
Again
so
right
I wouldn't like counter or burn basically anything that would actually land on the table. I would just like wait, but I still just didn't have enough shit. He just kept coming in, and I'm like, God damn it! So we went 2-1. I beat him 1 round, but he beat me the other 2. Or 2 games, I guess you want to call it. So, anyways, it was fun though. And I do recommend his deck too because it is cheap.
It is definitely. And the strike leaders
aggressive.
are like a quarter a piece. That might be more than they are. I think like 0.17 cents right now. And it's a decent enough card for fun, so it's all about coming at you, Pain Seer, and they're not Pain Seer, Searing Blood or whatever, and Lightning Strikes and Magma Jets. And
exactly. On this cast, we're not going to talk about fucking mono red, like you guys get it, okay? Mono red, aggro. Go ahead and scoop up all the cards that it just builds itself anyways, and just go ahead and play. That's fine. Go ahead. We're not going to say don't do it, but we're not going to talk about it because that's what everyone does anyways. Blue-white heroic. Go for it. Have fun. I saw a green-white heroic deck that I liked a lot actually.
Interesting.
It was sick. It played the one that when you put a counter on it puts one more on instead. What's that? Hardened Scales.
Hardened Scales.
Played that and played the green ordeal, which would bring out like 2 basic lands and all this stuff. It was. I mean, I gave him props. It was fun to play against.
Yeah.
So that I wouldn't like say that that's going to be like the end all be all of those heroics. It's definitely not. But it is an interesting variation.
Yeah, my black red one is it's not going to go win any kind of legitimate thing, especially at the budget build it is at the moment.
But it is fun.
It is fun.
If you're spending $10, man, that's like all I want to spend on there. So I'm trying to look for the best things. If you guys have anything that you're playing, honestly, send me like it on Tapped Out, or send me it on some comments, whatever. But like link it to the tappedout.net or whatever. Give me the deck list so that I can check it out because I'm looking for cheap stuff. I want to play a whole bunch of decks, but I want them to all be like $10.
Yeah.
I'm not interested in buying one deck because Moto is not fun to me to play one deck over and over again. Paper is different. There's just like an excitement with your buddy, you know what I mean? But online,
continue to get better at your cards, and in paper you're gonna have stronger cards, particularly like us, how we do.
Yeah, exactly.
So you just want to continue to learn how to pilot your deck correctly. Whereas on Moto, you can put together some funky, fun things and just gonna go for the justice for fun.
Just tinker around
and just go play these little things. Like I'm currently my next little build that I'm gonna build in paper as well. It'll be better in paper because I'll have the cards and the higher end prices for it, or whatever. And I'm gonna do it on Moto as well. I'm gonna build a just for fun Villainous Wealth deck. Because ever since that card came out, I'm like, and I had it on Moto too. I think I did it in a draft, and I was able to do it, like mill somebody out with it, and then get it down real low. Then I Villainous Wealth them for like 8 to end the game with it, and took all their guys. It's just a lot of fun to take all that shit with Villainous Wealth and get up there with a bunch of mana. So I'm gonna be using things like Frontier Siege and Mana Rampers and shit like that, and that god where your mana can stay colorless and just it stores in your bank. So Frontier Siege can keep pumping it up for a turn and this and that, and then so hopefully Villainous Wealth you for like 12 or some shit, and just take all kinds of your shit. And it's not going to be anything tier 1 anywhere remotely close to that, but it's going to be a fun deck to play, and it'll be cheap to play.
Exactly.
So I plan on building that on Moto and on paper as well.
Exactly. So moving on, we have a couple other decks that we want to talk about, our own personal Tiny Leaders decks. And I know like we're running the Minimander a little bit into the ground on the past few episodes, but we're getting more into it. I gotta say, we just fucking love it. Like, I mean, we cannot recommend it enough for people out there. If you don't want to, if you play Commander already, like, I hope you give it a shot. But otherwise,
I would definitely say it's a lot more fun than Commander.
I think so. Commander just dirtles. I don't know. I mean, I think Commander's still fun, but I will give it some hate because it just takes too long. You build up your board, it gets wiped. You build up your board again. Like, things are just so random and sporadic. And this one, because it's less cards, you
I think
just have a little bit more
mostly
synergy
just
with
because it's like one-on-one, whereas Commander you get 3 or 4 people together, and it's not so much necessarily that you won. It's just you were the last one not to die,
to not get wiped or whatever, or whatever.
You're like picking and choosing, and then also when you play Commander one-on-one, like, there's just like no strategy at all. You're just like, oh, am I like land fucked? Or do I have too many lands? Did I draw a good card? Did I just draw a bunch of shit? Like,
or a lot of your cards aren't useful because it's based on multiplayer.
You can't plan dick with it. So it is still fun because it is interesting playing with all these random weird cards. But
I think the best part of it is getting like 4 buddies together, having a few drinks, and like, you know, fucking around for 3 hours and having fun with it.
Oh, so, Commander?
Yeah, and that's the funner part to it. But it's not
playing Monopoly, dude.
Yeah, it's not like it's not strategic. It's not strategic Magic, which is the funnest thing about Magic to me is the strategery to it and getting things synergized and what you want to do with your deck. And at least in Minimander, you can have, because it's only 50 cards, you can at least attempt at a little bit more of a game plan. Like, yeah, you can get nuts with Commander and really do a lot of things. I know people do that. But it's still 100 cards. You're still, you know, drawing singleton cards, and it's like whatever. And it takes forever. At least this is like playing a regular game of Magic with some cool old shit, small stuff.
Commander is Monopoly, and Minimander is Othello. You guys ever played that?
Yeah, that game's awesome.
We're like, it's kind of got a little bit of luck with it. Like, you can't just say that you're like going to be the king of it.
What's Othello?
Othello is,
you have little pieces, and one person's black, one person's white. So when you put your piece next to theirs, it flips whatever's touching next to it.
Yeah, if you win, like, you won, but like, it's kind of, you can't really look too many turns ahead in it because the shit just, I don't know, it's just kind of all over the place. But it's still fun, and it's meant to be played one-on-one, and it just, both of them have these elements of like randomness and more luck than skill and all that kind of stuff. Just like, you know, you just have fun with it.
Yeah, I think
it's not chess. Othello is not chess. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think you were spot on when Commander is like Monopoly because it doesn't really end. It just ends when one person stands up and goes, "Fuck you guys, I quit." So
pretty much. So let's start with Knifecity because he has 2 decks. We talked about the other one before, which is the
discard
rats. This one is a mill deck, a Dimir mill deck.
Yep.
Or more than Dimir because they actually have white in it, but you don't really play.
I play. It's Dimir splashing white. So my commander is Miriki Rebirit. I don't know how to pronounce her name. How do you pronounce that?
I have no idea.
Colin, I mean...
Marique?
Peppermint, you're smart.
Marique.
How do you broke my cover.
How do you pronounce that?
Marique Rebirit.
Marique
Who cares? Read what it says.
So basically the only reason I chose it is because there wasn't too many like blue-black legendary creatures that were 3 mana or less. So she looked like the best one for me.
And she's a cunt.
And she's kind of a cunt. So she's a 1/1 and legendary creature human. Doesn't untap during your untap step. But I can tap her and I gain control of target creature as long as I control Birit. I'm just going to call her Birit. That's way easier. And when Birit leaves play or becomes untapped, destroy that creature. It can't be regenerated. So whatever I jack, it's, you know, I can get my use out of it, and then it's going to die no matter what happens, unless somebody bounces it back to their owner's hand or something.
You don't read that as beret?
Dude, we just figured it out.
Not two T's.
We just. Well, now I'm going to call it beret because it's funny. But
Marique, how about Marique?
I'm going to call her Mary Bray.
Mary Bray. The old Mary Bray.
Yeah, Mary
the bitch.
Yeah. So, basically, it's just a mill deck. If you've heard me talk before, you know I fucking love mill. I have 4 counter spells in the deck. 1 actually being counter spell. I have 5 removal spells and splashing the white for obviously Path of Exile and Swords to Plowshares.
Eat a dick.
Eat a dick. I got to say it today.
I was so excited.
I'm so happy. I was like, towards the plowshares. Oh yeah, eat a dick.
I got to say it. It was a good 5-minute rant. It was awesome.
Yeah. And so I have 8 just straight up mill spells. Most of them just being milling. Some of them draw me a card or gain me life as I mill you. I have like 3 miscellaneous spells. I call them Crypt Incursion, which exiles creature cards from their graveyard. I gain 3 life
For each one.
I got Brainstorm, Ponder, and Pilfer Plans, which all like draw me a card.
Do you agree that Brainstorm is not as good as Ponder? Or no? Or do you like them both?
You know what? I like Careful Study more than I like either of these. Both these are nice. It really depends on what deck you're playing. Because Ponder, look at the top 3, then put 2 back in any order. You may shuffle your library. The shuffling the library, I think, is probably the best part
I think
of
it's
that.
the best part. You see like 3 lands, you're like, now I get to shuffle. That's awesome. And then you still draw a card.
Yeah, and draw a card. And then Brainstorm, draw 3 cards. Then put 2 cards from your hand on top of your library in any order.
Yeah. When you say like shuffling is like a really good idea, it's like, yeah, but fetch lands can do that, or we can do that in a lot of ways. Yeah, but you don't get to see what the cards are coming up. That's the thing. Like, it's not just like the shuffling. It's like you get to get rid of 3 cards that you're not gonna like.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. Shuffling sounds weird to say like, oh, shuffling is so good. No, it's not that. It's just you get to get rid of those 3 fucking cards that suck.
Exactly. You're looking, you go, my next 3 draw steps are just dead draws. You know, I can't afford to take 3 turns off and do nothing.
I think it's super powerful for 1 mana, man.
Oh, yeah,
I think it's really,
definitely.
really good.
And Brainstorm is also instant, so that's also why I like it. But Pilfer Plans draws me 2 cards, you mill 2 cards. And then to the creatures, we have Fogbank just to be a dick. Night Veil Spectre just
to be a dick.
Just to be a dick, but also
Best card.
also just get it, you know.
See the hexproof one?
No, he's the one that jacks a card. Jace's Phantasm, which gets bigger when there's more cards in your library. My boy Hedron Crab, landfall, mill 3 cards when a land enters that you control. Love it. Wider Precinct 6 obviously gets bigger. The Ambassador of Laquidus didn't do too much, but he's alright. 3 mana for a 1/3, pay 3, you mill 3. Tide Hollow Strix is a 2/1 flying Death Touch.
Just a good blocker.
Just a good blocker. I also ordered the other Baleful Strix, but it just hasn't come in the mail yet. And the one creature that really like did a lot for me, I felt like it stood out,
God.
is Riddle Keeper for 2 and a blue.
Never even heard of this stupid thing.
It's a 1/4, which is like, that's a decent body, especially for like Minimander, where stuff doesn't get up there all that often, or burn. You know, they gotta waste 2 spells on it. So it's a creature homunculus, and whenever
God bless you.
Homunculus. I just finished watching Full Metal Alchemist, so I should pronounce that better. Anyways, whenever a creature attacks you or a planeswalker you control, that creature's controller puts the top 2 cards of his or her library into his or her graveyard.
For each creature?
For each creature.
That's for each creature.
Whenever a creature.
Them damn creatures always attacking.
Oh, I just gave him Tree Fitty. Tree Fitty, that's creatures.
Here, let me fight you off with my dick arms.
So we'll get to Crow's deck in a minute, but I was able to fend him off with just Riddle Keeper because I had milled him to about like 10 cards or something like that, and he had this big board state, you know, tokens and everything, and he was able to bring stuff back with Alicia, but he just couldn't attack unless he Alpha Striked
For the final kill.
he
because
had to Alpha Strike final kill me that turn, because he would mill, and then when it came back to his draw step, he would not be able to draw a card and I'd win. So he just had to like wait like 5 turns. I ended up milling him out anyways. So I think this card is definitely a dick hair for the more like wide decks that people are playing. And then I also have Jace Berlin. Bellerin.
Yeah, who cares?
Or Berlin. Jesus. I'm drunk.
I always heard it as Jace Belrain, but
Bellarine?
Yeah.
ballerina. So
I am a
it's
ballerina.
so it's 1 blue for 3 loyalty planeswalker. +2, each player draws a card. -1, target player draws a card. -10, target player puts the top 20 cards of his or her library into his or her graveyard.
An asshole. Why is that even allowed? It should be banned. 20 cards?
So
You gotta
basically,
get there, though. It starts at 3, I get to 10.
20 cards! Ah!
so it goes up to 5, 7, 9, 11,
So 5
and,
turns
and
up to
then
the board,
down
yeah.
10. So it
Yeah.
takes a long time, but if I can protect it, with Fog Bank and all my counter spells, then yeah, the game's over.
Let's say this, though. Planeswalker value. These decks are not attacking for that much each turn, usually. So if you can go up 2 and take a hit of 3, and they're still not killing it, they're just trying to kill it,
Oh, yeah.
you're just saving your life total, man.
Oh, that's exactly
Oh,
what
yeah.
was happening. Even though I was plussing it up and he was getting to draw cards as well, he saw the ultimate and he was like, "There's no way I'm gonna," because that's game.
Yeah,
with the
I have
Minimander
to.
deck.
And the
that's
whole time you're milling, just getting there.
Yeah, exactly. I'm milling with my other stuff. So, and I mean, he's drawing cards. So essentially, I'm getting cards out of his deck also by just having him draw one each turn, an extra card. So yeah, it was.
There's only one Warrior's downfall in this thing, so I mean.
So yeah, he was just throwing his creatures at Jace just to get it off the board, which was nice. It's that Planeswalker equity they talk about where they take a couple turns off just to try and kill Jace. So that gives you a couple. Oh no, that gives you a couple. So that gives you a couple turns from saving your life. So yeah, I really like the deck. I took out, there was some creature, it was a 1/1 when it did combat damage. They exiled 10 cards. And I didn't like it.
Because you couldn't get in?
I couldn't get in. I was gonna throw some extra ways for creatures to get in. Like if I get a really big white precinct 6 or something. But I don't want to attack from that angle. I just don't really care. So I took it out and just threw in another counter spell. But I really like the deck so far. When we played, it was 3-2 in favor of Crow. But if my deck can get late game. And isn't trampled over in the first 5 turns, then I think my deck has a really good shot. And it turned out a lot better than the discard deck.
So, is this deck on tapped out?
This deck is not on tapped out, but before I post this episode,
That's what I wanna make sure.
by the time you're listening to it, you can scroll down and you can look at this deck.
Motherfucking show notes.
Actually, I think it is on tapped out. Anyways,
So all this, you could have just said, yeah.
Yes, check
yes.
this. You're a dick.
I'm just saying. Why do I keep inviting him? God.
If we don't, he just shows up.
Nobody invited me. I figured a pattern out.
So yeah, it'll be in the show
Yeah,
notes.
we'll try to get all these decks on tapped out, all in the show notes, so that if you have any questions or you want to just check it out for yourself, click the link below type shit,
Yeah, so take it away, Crow. What do you got?
I don't want to go too in depth with it because I got a lot of things I'm changing in the sense that I have actually in my mailbox. I got over here to play and hang out tonight for the cast. In my mailbox right now, I got the update that my cards I purchased for this deck are sitting there waiting for me to get home.
25 cards.
Yeah, I think 20 of them are for possibly for this deck and a few others for something else. But in generalities, I got a lot of things I can work around. As of right now, I'm mostly playing a lot of Mardu. I'm playing Alicia as my leader, and playing a lot of just Mardu good stuff that I already own that are mostly in standard. I mean, I went out and happened at my local card shop to come across a Vexing Devil. It's like, well, that looks fun, so I bought that. And but real quick, before getting more farther into it, let me ask you, Knife, how is your right shoulder feeling?
It's fantastic.
You sure? I mean, it seemed like you had it behind your back for a while.
Yeah, well, I mean, I was, taking all those cards off the top of your library. Just both hands were busy.
I asked.
It was just limp.
Yeah, the dick hand. I asked because currently they're not on the ban list. I thought it'd be hilarious to surprise these guys with it. I am playing 2 cards from the Unhinged sets. One of which is Farewell to Arms, which reads as an enchantment: as Farewell to Arms comes into play, choose a hand attached to an opponent's arm. When that chosen hand isn't behind its owner's back, sacrifice Farewell to Arms. If you do, that player discards his or her hand of cards, not just the hand.
Yeah, sacrifice the hand.
The lawyers said we had to put this on the card. By the way, that's what it says on there. For
Really?
flavor text.
That's
It
hilarious.
literally says the lawyers wouldn't let us do it any other way. We had to put it on the card.
So I'm so salty about it that I'm gonna look up and find a way to have you not play those cards. Because I mean, I didn't like move my arm.
No, he
you know?
never fucked up with it, but it was just funny that
It was just
put him
like
in pain.
after like 15 minutes because my deck's going late game. I'm like, I wish I could just move my arm.
That's why I put it in there. Cause I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna spend like $3 to buy this card on eBay because, fuck yeah, I don't give a shit. This is gonna be the biggest dick hair, and I love it. I don't care if I never get to discard any of their cards at all. This is gonna be funny as shit. Fuck you. The other silver border card I'm playing is called Duh. It's an instant for 1 black.
So stupid.
Destroy target creature with reminder text, aka reminder text is any italicized text in parentheses that explains rules you already know. Duh. Destroy creature for it.
And he destroyed mine. I had something that said about
it was
like
legit.
explaining like vigilance or something like that. I'm like, God damn
I think
it.
I killed your fucking commander with it.
And,
probably that.
and to note, the art on that card is a flyer being crushed by a pair of parentheses.
It's like a griffin being crushed by him. Yeah, it's like, no!
Stupidest cards.
Awesome.
So what else does your deck do?
Well, right now, I mean, it has a decent amount of burn to it, but I mean, it's got like best of, so it's got a Rabble Master in it, and Brymaz, and Swift Spear, and Timrit, the Murder King, which is real good with, you know, if they got blockers up, I can just go ahead and sacrifice my tokens from Hurling Outburst and things like that. One of the fun things in there with it is I have Athreos God of Passage in there. So if I have that on the board, and I play Vexing Devil, which is a red, 1 red, and it's a 4/3. It says when Vexing Devil enters the battlefield, any opponent may have it deal 4 damage to him or her. If player does, sacrifice Vexing Devil. Well, if I have Athreos on the board, if they don't want that card back to my hand, I essentially get to burn them for 7 damage on the spot.
For 1 mana.
For 1 mana. Like, that's fucking awesome.
Even by itself, I mean, like, when that thing hits the board, I think anybody that plays against it and that doesn't have removal in hand, they're going to be like, I'll take 4.
Yeah.
It's a 1 mana 4, you know, burn.
Knife at one point even had, like, a 10/10 blocker and, like, 16 life. And even he at that point was like, nah, fuck it. I'll take the 4 damage. I was surprised. Like, I thought maybe he'd leave it on the board, but no. He's like, nope, I don't care. Get it out of here. 4 damage.
Well, you were going so wide, I was like, I just rather take care of it right now.
Yeah. And then one fun thing, as soon as I realized it with the Grand Funk Soulfire Grandmaster, is with Searing Blood, essentially you get to kill their creature for 2, burn them in the face for 3, and gain 5 because all instant sorceries have lifelink. So you do 5 damage with Searing Blood and gain 5 lifelink. That's pretty sweet.
That's value.
Little mini combo to that, too. I mean,
He's really this deck, it's 3 colors, obviously, red, black, and white, and he's playing all the best cards that you can play in those colors of the past, 2 years or whatever, a year. So that's, I mean, he has a couple extra cards that are like from older sets, only a few, but mostly like whatever you find that sounds good, like Brymaz is a great example, or
Monastery Mentor in
Monastery
here.
Mentor or something like that. All these like nice value cards. He just plays a whole bunch of those, and it does work because you can't beat good cards.
You know what? The cards I was most worried about was Athreos, the Soulfire Grandmaster, and this motherfucker.
Eidolon of the Great Revel.
Eidolon of the Great Revel, which is, it's fucking fantastic fucking card if you're playing red in Minimander.
I'm just trying to come at you as quick as I can. My point of my deck is to try to kill you quickly before you get to do all your funky shit. That's what I'm trying to do, is just get at your face.
And even the dude that makes 2/1 tokens when you dash it in.
Marty Strike Leader?
Yeah, that guy was kind of a pain in the ass. I mean, there was ways around him. There was ways around all the creatures. But just when I saw those specific cards, I was just like, well, thank God I have removal, or fuck, I better find removal.
Yeah, now in the deck that I play, it's we've talked about it before, but it's all about like setting up and then swinging for game in 1 turn with 1 creature, just like double striking for 18 damage or 20 damage. And I can't play Eidolon in that because I'm going to be casting so many spells on 1 turn. I don't care
Burn
about my life
yourself
total.
for 10.
Yeah, I don't care about my life total. If my life total is at 5, that's fine, as long as I have my board set up, or my 1 creature protected and swinging in for game. If I have that, it could potentially kill me while I have everything I need in my hand, and that's just it's not good for me. But I could say that in any other like regular aggressive deck, that is ideal, man.
In case anybody doesn't know, the Eidolon of Great Revel is a 2/2 for 2, double red. Whenever a player casts a spell with converted mana cost 3 or less, Eidolon of the Great Revel deals 2 damage to that player. Basically, almost every single 98% of cards in Minimander are 3 mana or less. I mean, obviously, if you have an X card, you can pay it more, but essentially, every card you want to play from now on is going to burn you for 2, including myself. But at that point, I'm just trying to come at your face.
Yeah, you're trying to go faster than him. That's the whole thing about these burn decks. You just want to race. I mean, you're going to win the race if you just get all your shit on the table and, you know, draw properly. You're good to go.
So I really like your deck, and Alicia, I'm sorry, I think she needs to go on the ban list because it's too good. It's too good.
I think it's specialist. Because besides this, she may not be all that great. There's different things that she can be great with, different ways. Like I've seen her paired with Hornet Queen and things like that, and it's just vicious. But I don't know that she's that fantastic in the standard at the moment. But this thing, she's actually pretty fucking sweet.
Yeah, I'd say she's probably one of the best commanders out right now.
Really
for
fucking
Minimander.
good.
So I have other things on the way, like Lightning Helix. I think I have like Ball Lightning coming. Bonfire the Damned, I think is one of the ones I brought in, and it's not too bad. I got some things to tweak and make better on it, but so far, 10 matches in, or 10 games in, I'm pretty happy with it overall.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it's a really good build, and once you tweak it, it's going to be a formidable deck to play against.
So really, we can kind of finish it off, right, with a little talk about Cube, maybe, or what you got?
Oh, well, I just want to interject with this one thing. Oh, yeah, I just happened to find this, I just opened my phone and it was right here. Anything without a black or white border is not legal. They don't go on the ban list because that's a part of the baseline rules of Magic itself.
You're serious?
Yeah, I'm just saying.
But we already determined that this is house rules for a non-sanctioned format, and the householder here...
I didn't say house rules. I said just whatever.
Whatever fucks over this guy.
No, I just said do whatever. I said do it. Everyone's in control of their own thing.
Yeah.
And you know what
I already said I was taking them out. I pretty much bought them. I don't care. I spent like $4 total on the 2 cards for this one night of gameplay to fuck with you guys.
And I
already have other cards in the way. They're in my mailbox. They're going to be hilarious and awesome. They're going to be great cards. So these were just, I want to fuck with you tonight because this is awesome.
You killed my
Little
commander.
arms and fuck you.
Yeah, you killed my commander and his arm went numb. So there you go.
Yeah, exactly. So at that point, whatever, it was worth $4 to me.
Yeah, we can wrap it up. So I believe we already talked about the cube or the cube format when we talked about my
Pheasant cube.
my peasant cube.
Pheasant.
Pheasant.
Beautiful pheasant.
Definitely sounds a lot better when you say pheasant. So the cube draft is a booster draft variant in which the pool of cards is a predetermined set of cards chosen for the purpose of drafting them. The pool of cards is known as a cube and usually contains a minimum of 360 cards to accommodate an 8-player booster draft. So pretty much you can make your own format. So, like what I did, I just put a bunch of commons and uncommons into a pile, and then we separated it into. There's a bunch of different ways to like draft it or whatever, but we just separated them into 15 card quote unquote booster packs, and we just drafted it like a normal draft. And then so it's like I said, make your own format. If you want to use all sets from X to Y, then do that. Or if you just want to use commons, uncommons, or if you just want to use mythic rares, like whatever you want, it's your own Magic format.
Build your own draft.
Exactly.
Build your own draft.
So
X-Sort for you, right?
Yeah, boom, I'll add it to the cube. So I think that's going to wrap it up this week for If Lance Could Kill. Episode 28. We are almost reaching our current ages, which is kind of scary.
Actually, my age.
Oh, you are.
I'm 27, so.
Only one left. You old bastard.
Is that why you're bald already?
No,
I need to draw those crow's feet darker.
So yeah, that's it. Thanks for listening in. Make sure to give us a shout out on Twitter or any of the social media outlets. All of our shit is in the show notes if you want to get a hold of us.
Right. The new announcement, I would say, is that we've been doing the podcast releasing on Monday morning every week. Record on Thursday, and it comes out Monday. So now on Wednesdays, we're going to be having versus videos or whatever other videos we have, like booster box opening and all that stuff, every Wednesday from here on out. So you're going to be able to find us on Monday and Wednesday. So we're going to do 2 things a week.
Coming at your face, invading your time.
Always come back to us. So we have that. So like you said, just please go to our Twitter. Go to our website, iflancebekill.com. Follow us on Facebook. All that standard stuff. We're on Shout Engine, which is like a good spot to like download it, or MTG Cast is like our most popular, so you're probably listening from there anyways. So go to there. You can leave comments there, download there, and also what else do we have? I guess just iTunes.
Yeah.
Pretty much iTunes, YouTube, all the standard outlets you're used to. Just look us up, man.
And let us know how these weekly podcasts are working out, because last year we were doing like every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks, and then it would be a week, and it was really off kilter. So if you're digging the actual like weekly on time every Monday sort of thing, like just let us know, give us a thumbs up. Or
I'm digging it.
I'm liking it too. I didn't think it was gonna be like flow this well. I thought there was gonna be a lot of like dick hairs
Issues
in the way.
with like meeting up and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. But it seems to be working out pretty well.
I think that's what makes it easier is the fact that we have to tell the girls, this is our set day, Thursday night, this is what I'm doing. Build our schedules from there, because all of a sudden trying to go, can I have this day to go do this? It makes it a lot more difficult. So we have a set day. It's nice.
Pause for editing over. Have you guys ever explained the dick hair? Because you guys use it a lot. I don't know if anybody knows.
I think it makes sense. I mean, a painful dick hair. I mean, just you don't think you have to go deep.
No, you do though, because it's
not what you think it is.
It's not what you think it is.
It's like a pain in the ass.
Well, we get that, but what is it exactly?
So, but the pain in the dick hair is like, when you like. Okay, so
this is not a real thing.
It's not a real thing. It's that's what I'm saying. It's specific.
So I mean, this is making it on the cast. So a dick hair, like just imagine like having like a dick hair like growing out of the tip.
It was a little tuft.
Would you know that? Would you know that?
It was a little tuft.
It was a little tuft.
Why? That's weird.
Why wouldn't I? A painful dick hair sounds like you got dick hairs and you got pubes, but a painful dick hair sounds like something on the tip of your fucking head.
Oh,
you gotta
okay.
pull it out. It's fucking painful.
I wouldn't have got that.
Wow.
So I never had your guys' personal explanations, but that's exactly what I would have not got that at all. You said it to me maybe 4 months ago when we first started working together, before I was even on the cast or into Magic. I'm like, that makes complete sense, and I'm going to use it from now on. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
So tell it as you see it for definition's sake.
So just for definition's sake, if you look it up in the dictionary, it'll say, when you look at pain in the ass, it'll also see look for dick hair, and it's you might have a young man might have a tuft of hair coming out the pee hole or the dick slit, and
the urethra.
The urethra is
to be medical about it.
Yeah, the medical term. And obviously, you're not going to get much action when you have hair coming out of your cock.
So you got to pluck it.
Yeah,
you're not going to shave it.
You're not going to shave it. You're not going to wax it.
That's a dangerous ingrown. I'm just saying.
Don't even mention nair. Okay, that's no. So you're going to pluck it, and it's
a painful dick hair.
Yeah, I mean, boink. Yeah, it's got to make that noise. Boink. So, I mean, that's what we spend our time on.
Drawing dick arms on people. Yeah, no big deal.
Fucking A. Well, hope you enjoyed the cast.
Quick shout out though.
Shout it out,
Ryke.
Shout it out.
I miss you, Ryke. Come back to us. I miss you. That's it.
Yeah,
that's it.
We all hope you feel better. And we hope the Mexican tapeworms didn't entirely eat your legs off.
Yeah, I heard they recess for a couple weeks and they come out.
Yeah, so good luck with that, buddy.
Diarrhea doesn't last forever, man.
I hope not.
If it does, you're dead.
Yeah. It lasts until you die.
Yeah, Oregon Trail taught us well.
That's what the trail was. A trail of diarrhea.
I gotta give you a high five on that one. I like that. What a hell of a callback right there.
And on that note, I'm Knifecity.
Samhain Crow.
Hot sauce?
Peppermint Swirl.
And we'll catch you guys next time.
Funny without
give each other room to talk, and sure, interrupt.
It's really funny because I heard the same thing. And that's why I told him today I was going to talk to you guys too. I swear to God, I was like, I told him I was going to all right, when we start, I'm going to tell everybody that's like It's just two rambunctious people talking over each other.
I will say part of it, I know I do it every now and then myself, is you guys know each other longer, so you have more of a rapport easily enough. So every now and then I feel like I have to like kind of cut in to get what I want to say in there. Not in a bad way. It's just
what we need to work on too. We need to work on like cues or something like that. Not like
We need to block him out better. If possible.
So every now and then I know I do kind of cut something through, but it's like, oh, we're going to the next chapter. Like, I gotta stop.
No, that's cool. Like if you still have something to say about what we're talking about, and I'm trying to segue into something else, yeah, definitely.
Ruin the segue.
Definitely.
Well, you're not going to ruin a bad thing.
I think that's just going to be the running joke. My whole. I think it's
Nobody's fucking joking.
Thank you.
Dude, I gotta say though, that's not a bad looking picture.
That's not bad.
That is, I mean, I could
Quality artist.
I could easily tell if that's Corey.
Yeah.
Easily. Just Corey.
especially that dick arm. That's a dead giveaway.
Dick arm on that guy.
Baby, is this not a good picture? Is that not Corey?
Holy hell.
Yeah. This is him with a dick arm.
Just imagine.
So he's like T-Rex style.
All shoulder.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a shoulder blade, yeah, absolutely.
Well, he's got to have range of motion.
It's not much motion in range there. It's pretty short.
But when I get a hard on, I just can't move my arm at all.
Yeah, he just like trying to
Sure,
bring
you
it
have a
down.
question? No, I'm just really excited right now.
He pushes on and springs back.
This has to make it in somehow.
Yeah, one arm's gonna have a wicked gentleman's curve to it.
So does he have 4 balls or 1 ball each?
I think it's 1 ball each. Because it would be weird if there was 4 balls.
That's what would be weird.
What if his balls are still in the normal place? That's like a rock'em sock'em robot. Yeah.
Yeah. And then when you punch me in the chin, I just ejaculate.
I just pictured it too.
Oh, you got me.
Head back in pleasure. Because you're fucked up in the head.